Hey everyone, Ladislas Maurice from thewanderinginvestor.com. So today I'm in Puerto Vallarta and we're gonna go have a look at a house that's for sale, and we're gonna be doing all of the exact rental yield and capitalization rate calculations for that house to see whether it makes sense to buy a house in Puerto Vallarta as a pure investment for rental income, both on the long term and on the short term market. So here we are with Paul. Paul, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So Paul is from New Zealand. He's my agent here. And we are going to go have a look at that house, run all of the numbers with him. So he's been working here in Puerto Vallarta for 3 years, helping foreign investors and people who want to come here for lifestyle or to retire, to help them find good real estate. Let's go. So Paul, do you prefer driving here or in New Zealand?
I prefer here because it's a little more relaxed, but it took me 6 months to get relaxed driving here. So this house here is on the market for 450
Okay.
US, 450,000 US. It's very rabbit warren-y kind of. It's not an easy house to live in. You've got a new building here, Tall Commission.
Yeah.
They're just in fact doing an open home tomorrow night on the rooftop. It's delivering in October.
Okay.
There's really only 1 or 2 units left. And what's interesting, it was the first in the neighborhood to do lock-offs. Have you heard of lock-offs?
Oh yeah. Can you elaborate on what lock-offs are?
Yeah, lock-offs. So say there's a 2-bedroom. You're buying a 2-bedroom, but there's a door separating, so you can all of a sudden have 2 1-bedrooms. So you can live in one, rent the other out, rent them both out as 1-bedrooms, or open that door in the middle and you have your 2-bedroom.
Would you recommend this to investors?
This building's doing it. A new building called Eva is doing it. You can. I don't think I'd want to own one because the sort of the 2nd bedroom has a little kitchenette. I don't know. I haven't seen any floor plans that I personally love. But if you're investor focused, or you want a space to live and then rent the other bit out to make a little money on the in those high weekends in the high season, or to have family members stay in but kind of have a separation, then I do.
Okay, cool. So now you were telling me that this house is a little quirky that we're going to, in the sense that it doesn't have road access.
It is. So you either have to park here and we walk.
So you have to hope there's street parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a lot to hope for, right?
Yeah.
In this place.
Well, the Romantic Zone is very much a walkable neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, you don't really need a car.
Okay. So if you need a car, this is not the house for you.
No.
Okay. But the walk to the house is cute. This little
it is
little
really
stairs and stuff.
There's this cute little, it's like this little pocket. We're just above the Romantic Zone, so it's quiet up here, but you walk down a bunch of steps and you're right in the Romantic Zone, all the restaurants, all the little cute markets, kind of where we just drove through, the tacos and all of that.
Okay.
This is a new...
So people can live here in peace, and when they want to bump into you in the clubs or something, they just go downstairs.
Yeah. This is they've just done this renovation here, very Tulum style. It's actually another real estate agent,
Okay.
friend of mine, which is looking cool. So this whole pocket is kind of...
Is someone actually living in this house, or is this a pure rental?
It's going to be a pure rental.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit clownish for someone to live in here full time, but as a rental, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's what I like about Puerto Vallarta here. It's very walkable, which you absolutely do not have in Cancun, for example. In many ways, it might even be a bit more walkable than Playa del Carmen and Tulum, I'd say. Okay, so this is the house. It's really big.
Big, very unique.
Yeah,
you don't see many houses like this.
Cool. So essentially, this is kind of funny. So when you look around, let me switch the focus. You look around everywhere, and it's just all little streets, access, little stairs, Yeah, like a car can absolutely not make it here. And then on the other side as well, here, yeah, same thing, stairs. Cool. Ooh, views, nice. Ooh, we'll have to talk about this here. This looks like land that could obscure the views. How many square meters is this house?
Like 250.
Okay. Plus terrace, I would tend to think.
Yeah.
It looks quite big. Cool. All right, so recently remodeled, clearly, but in this kind of like old style, kind of like, I don't know, Puerto Vallarta style, if I can put it this way. Cool. Well, this is spacious. This is nice. All right. Yeah, let's just like walk through the house really quickly. Again, this is not a channel to do like property viewings. What we're interested in are the numbers. Okay, so cool. All right, so 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom downstairs. Yeah, it feels very spacious.
And in a lot of walls to put art, you know.
Yeah.
The people that tend to buy this property they want sculptures and art, and
Yeah,
it's always creatives that have always owned this property.
nice views.
And then, you know, yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Views right out over the Romantic.
What about all this like land here? Can they build here?
Yeah, it's
Okay, so this could be
not for sale, but it is.
Okay.
Another house like that could go there.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Down below is very established condo buildings.
Okay.
So that view out there is pretty safe.
Okay, cool. All right, so another potential bedroom.
That's a bedroom.
And then here is another bedroom. Cool. With. All right, cool. Oh, and this is the shower. Okay. All right. Cool. So, Paul, let's do the case study, the numbers for the long-term rental market. Mm-hmm. So, this house is being sold for
$625.
$625. What are the closing costs roughly?
Around that 4 to 6%. It would probably sit around the 5%.
Okay. The trust setup?
$1,250.
Okay. Now, in terms of revenue, how much could you rent this place out on a yearly contract?
So it's rented out for $2,500.
Okay, so there's actually a contract
There's
right
a
now.
contract, and they come in next week.
Okay, for 1 year.
For 6 months.
For 6 months
And
of low season.
Of low season. So
Okay.
it would be at least 2.5, if not more, 2,800 on a 12-month basis over high season.
Okay, so 2,800. Who would be the target market?
Because of the accessibility, like you've got three ways to access it, but 2 of them are walking upstairs and 1 is walking downstairs. You wouldn't get you would get the fit young retirees, but not the older retirees that are looking for elevators. So that knocks out that market. So like the people.
By how much?
But quite a bit. But there are young couples coming here. Like there's a young couple coming here, early mid-30s.
With kids?
No,
Okay.
just the 2 of them. We nearly sold it actually 6 months ago to a couple with 2 kids.
Okay.
And the couple was in early 40s.
Okay.
So it's those sort of people.
Cool. Because yeah, it is quite niche to be selling a house with like 0 street access. So when you like bring the like even if you're fit,
Yeah.
you need to somehow park the car somewhere,
Yeah.
bring the groceries, or you could use delivery services.
You can do that. Remember, this is a walking neighborhood, so a lot of people go out for dinner in the evenings. So you wander down into town, very relaxed, go and have dinner. And you might go to the supermarket and Costco once a week. And you get an Uber. You'd Uber there, Uber back. There's a water filtration system, so you don't need to be lugging those big water bottles here. So you can make it not so bad. But yeah, once a week you'd be bringing groceries in from up the top down. The other thing is people like about this house is a lot of walls for art. It's very kind of attracts the artist. Areas for sculptures and things like that. So it's a certain type of person that wants to live this Puerto Vallarta lifestyle with the art, with the, the breezes coming in off from the ocean, and not necessarily leaving the house that much, just enjoying the space. Every time I get here, you might be puffing coming up the stairs, but then it's really relaxing. Like it's a lovely space to come. I like it when I've shown it in the past, not one person came in and didn't say, wow, this is a really great space.
Cool. I like the depth here. It's very nice. Cool. I mean, I would much rather this over some like 3-bedroom condo.
Right. And then the view.
Little plunge pool. And yeah, amazing views. Oh wow. Okay, so like a little shower and bathroom here. And views. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. And the neighbors. Cool. So, Paul, can you tell us about this piece of land here in front? Because I'm worried here. It looks like there used to be like something here.
Some sort of structure.
It's buildable, I guess.
Yeah, it's a very small piece of land.
But I mean, they can go pretty high, I guess. I don't know. Like, what are the limits? What could they do?
There are limits on, but with this, if you were a small piece of land, you can only go up so high.
Cool. So maybe the first floor would have their views obscured, but not the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, this really needs to be owned by this property, and so they can extend like a patio out from the kitchen area.
Cool. So is it possible to buy it? Mm-hmm. How much does it cost?
This sort of piece of land would be 50,000.
Okay, so you'd have to add that just to secure the property. It doesn't mean that you're going to get much of an ROI on it, but it would be to secure the property. Okay, cool. This here is the building that we went to see in the other video with the pool. So yeah, the occupancy rate, roughly, would you estimate?
For a long term it would always like 90%.
Okay, cool. Property management, roughly?
For this, the management of it would be probably a flat fee of about $300 a month to look after it. If you're getting your property manager to find you a tenant, then they're going to take about a month rent as commission.
What about the pool? Because that's always a pain to manage.
The pool, about 2,000 pesos a month, so about $100.
Wow, okay.
To manage that. Some would come twice a week, clean it with the chemicals, and so 2,000 pesos a month would.
Okay. What about the maintenance allowance?
For a house, it takes more work than a condo, so I would have about $3,000 a year.
Cool, for painting and whatever issues.
Yeah, and especially painting. These the humidity over the winter, over the summer. You notice at the end of the summer. It needs tender loving care. Cool. So painting and things like that's important.
Then we've got the bank trust fee, the property tax. How much would that be roughly?
You're around the 750.
Okay, US. 750 for property tax. Cool. All right, so overall, we're talking about a net yearly income of about $20,000, which would mean a net rental yield, a cap rate of about roughly 3%. All right. So again, would anyone come here as a pure investor, buy this to get these rental yields, these capitalization rates on the long-term market? Absolutely not. So then the question is, does it make more sense on the short-term rental market? So we went through, so the price is the same. Now, how much do you think you could rent this out per night, roughly in high season?
Probably around 300 a night.
300. Okay.
Because it's 3 bedrooms, what you're going to get is occasionally in high season is groups of people coming here. So
Okay.
you can fit 6 people could sleep in this place. And over Thanksgiving weekend. So you can definitely hike the prices up through those good weekends. But I'd say on average you'd go 300.
Cool.
300 a night.
And the occupancy rate?
Occupancy rate in high season I'd say it's more like 70%. 80, it'd be 85% down in town in the lovely condo buildings with the rooftop pool. That you're gonna, because it's easy down there. Here you're up the hill a little bit, so and you knock out the older retirees. So it's around the 70%.
Cool. Yeah, I can just imagine the check-in instructions on Airbnb on how to get here, and when people arrive with their luggage.
Yeah.
And they need to drag all their stuff on, like all their luggage on these stairs and try to find the place. And they don't necessarily have data because they just landed at the airport. It's not easy.
Keep in mind, and there is a market for this type of property though. The more traditional, very Puerto Vallarta style. People want that as well. So
That's true.
It's not all about the brand new condos. Yeah, there's more of a demand there, but there's people that don't want that, and they do want to be up the hill, in the quiet, in a place where they don't really have to leave all day. They can read peacefully, and
What about the low season?
Low season, I would say, is around $175 a night, and the occupancy would be a lot less, around the 50%. Like, for example, there is air conditioning in just 2 of the bedrooms at the moment, not in this living space. So that and this sort of house would be quite hot in low season. So it'd be a certain type of person that would put up with it. Maybe putting air conditioning into the whole house would be a good investment.
Yeah, it's really hot.
But it would be expensive. And so then you would want to go and put in solar panels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, property management for Airbnb?
You're going to be the 20% on the rental income and then $300 a month.
Okay.
Flat fee.
All right, not cheap. So pool, maintenance, the same. Internet?
$30.
$30. Electricity?
You're around 150 with the two air conditioners.
Okay, that's the main
If
thing.
you put it into the whole house, it would change.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, bank trust fee, then the property tax. So overall, we end up with a net rental yield, a net capitalization rate of a bit over 4%. Again, would you come here to Puerto Vallarta as an investor, purely as an investor, just for this? No, because it's not like the house is really cheap either. So the thesis really here is, and what you see with 90% of your clientele is people who spend.
Yeah, it's people that they want the lifestyle, they want the breezes and the views. They've got a connection here, so they're coming here, but then they're going to rent out when they're not here.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And I think this is very important to understand because I had this discussion a few times with Paul and with a bunch of other agents here. And you meet agents and they're like, yes, you can make great ROI on Airbnb, lots of money, $300 a night, blah, 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 blah. But once you actually do all of the numbers, in the vast majority of cases, it's actually hard to get good capitalization rates or rental income here in Puerto Vallarta. So it's people who come here to buy, they just need to understand that they're making a lifestyle decision with a bit of cash flow on the side. Like ultimately, that's what it comes down to. If people come here and they're hoping for great cash flow with 2 weeks of lifestyle a year or a week as a little added bonus, a lot of people try to do this, you're not really going to get this here. It's really the primary focus is lifestyle, being in Mexico, diversifying your assets, investing in a different jurisdiction. You can also, if you structure things properly and if you invest enough money, you can get residency in Mexico. And then you have a little bit of rental income on the side, and you can spend time here. So this really is the core thesis for, as I see it, real estate in Puerto Vallarta. Though there are catalysts. So we were discussing in the other video the airport that's expanding, the big highway that is being built to Guadalajara, a city of over 5 million people that'll be less than 3 hours away. So there are definitely catalysts in place for this region. Personally, I don't think the prices are going to go up massively, but I also don't feel that prices are going to crash because it's mostly a cash market here, so no one really needs to sell. People are increasingly moving here, and there are all these catalysts that will ensure that the value of the properties maintain themselves. Do you have anything to add, Paul? What are your thoughts? So I mean, you know better. You've been here for a few years. You're here full time. I'm just coming here just for 2 weeks, looking at the market, trying to see are there any plays for me specifically. I haven't quite found any.
Yeah. I think the prices have gone up so much in the last 2 years that we're not necessarily going to see that kind of jump again. But yeah, being a cash market, and there's enough reasons for people to come here, like we've talked about in the other videos, that it's going to stay strong. I think it will keep going up gradually. And I think PV, the whole bay we've really been in a boom now for maybe 7 years, but the last 2 years or 2.5 have been particularly strong. So I think there's still a lot of growth happening here all the way around the bay.
Yeah.
We've just been talking about certain neighborhoods, but there's something for everyone. But you're right, lifestyle is got to be the priority. With, yes, you are investing, you're putting your money somewhere else. It's safe, but it's not like gonna. Yeah.
I did find. I mean, we were discussing this yesterday. There are little villages along the coast that we believe will see very interesting capital gains in the years to come. They're little villages that still look like crap. I hate to say this, but they don't look good. But because of this new highway, because of, in many cases, they'll be just 2.5 hours away from Guadalajara, I would expect that there will be a lot of growth in these little villages in the next decade. So I think there's still very interesting speculative plays. You're not going to get cash flow in those places for now, but it's really just buying, holding, and hoping for these capital gains, which I really think will come. Mm-hmm. So we were discussing there are a few villages, even towns like this, that have good potential.
Yeah.
So, Paul can help you with this, but this would be a pure speculation. From a lifestyle point of view, these villages, if you like being on your own, a bit in the middle of nowhere, without any expats really around, these villages are perfect for you. But otherwise, it's just purely a speculation.
Yeah, you're not leaving the house, walking around the corner to a nice restaurant.
Yeah. There's
you're 5 years away from that.
Yeah, even potentially less. I'd say in some cases, because it's developed, like you're saying, it's developing so fast.
Yeah.
That and when things develop fast, they really develop fast. I see it in Playa del Carmen. Each time I go back every 6 months or whatever, it's just like entire streets have been completely redeveloped, and suddenly there's a Starbucks and this and that, and places that were before really not attractive. So I have no doubts that these areas will grow over time, but it's a pure speculation on capital gains. Great, fantastic. So I wrote a whole article on the real estate market here in Puerto Vallarta and the region in terms of areas that are potentially interesting for investments, the areas not to invest in, etc. So it's a really good overview. And also, if you want to get in touch with Paul, so Paul can help you along the whole coast with your real estate investments, or if you're looking purely for lifestyle or a combination of both. So there's a link below with more information. Great. So Paul, Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.